What's going on, everybody? Here today we're going to be taking a look into the most powerful Skylanders from each of the 6 primary games. Now this is going to be done a little differently because I'm not ranking them by each other. Oh no. I'm taking a Skylander from each of the games and determining which of them is the strongest in their own respective game. But if you like this video, let me know down in the comments and I'll make a separate video ranking each of the 6 of them by each other. Coming into Spyro's Adventure, we have Trigger Happy. Now, what makes Trigger Happy the most powerful out of all the Spyro's Adventure Skylanders? Well, unlike a lot of other Skylanders, Trigger Happy has guns, meaning he has long-range weapons. But I hear you asking, well, other Skylanders have long-range weapons. Well then you, sir, underestimate how many guns this little guy has. He's got handguns, machine guns, he can throw a frickin' safe at you. Trust me, this guy has got it down in terms of firepower. Coming in for Skylanders Giants, we have Bouncer, the giant robot. Now, what makes him so strong is the fact that, just like Trigger Happy, he also has a lot of weapons. Finger guns, shoulder rockets, eye lasers, and the fact that he's a giant means he can roll over some smaller enemies. He doesn't even have to attack them, he just has to be near them. So yeah, he's got it down in terms of firepower as well, which is what, in my opinion, makes him the most powerful Skylander from Skylanders Giants. Coming in for Skylander Swap Force, we have Spyrise. Where do I even start with this guy? He's a walking one-man army. He's got a web blaster on his arm that basically acts like a machine gun and slows down enemies. He's got pulse blasts in his legs, machine guns in his legs, a laser cannon on his head, flamethrowers in his legs, he has landmines, can rise into the sky, and fire a giant laser down, and I'm still probably forgetting a few. So yeah, he is armed to the teeth. Heck, the whole gimmick in Swap Force was that you could combine characters, and boy, when you swap someone with Spyrise, they were the only one getting an upgrade. Anything else for Spyrise was a downgrade. He is already perfect as is. How many more weapons could this guy have? Am I overselling him a bit? Maybe, but for any of you that have ever played with him, I think you know just how overpowered they made this character. And coming in for Skylanders Trap Team, we have Snapshot. But wait a minute, this is just a guy with a bow and arrow. What makes him so special? The bow and arrow, of course. You see, his Traptanium bow and arrow allows him a long range of attacks. Of course, he can also use it for up-close melee attacks, but why would you want to when you could just sit back, charge up your bow, and kill your enemies from a distance? Of course, that's not his only power, though. He can summon whirlpools, although I've never found them to be very effective as they can leave you vulnerable at times. But once you've fully upgraded him and mastered his abilities, he is unstoppable. If you are perfectly familiar with all of his attacks, you could most likely beat Traptanium Chaos, the final boss on Nightmare Mode, with just him. But aren't there other Skylanders from Trap Team that could do that with long-range attacks? To which I say, perhaps. But with Snapshot's quick firing rate with his bow and arrow, it's going to be pretty hard to top him. I will acknowledge any Skylander that could contend with him, but I do believe that he is the strongest of them. Coming in for Skylander Superchargers, we have Super Shot Stealth Elf. Now, by now you're probably noticing that the stronger Skylanders all seem to have long-range attacks. Well, yes, in these kinds of games, I don't see any benefit to getting up close and personal with your enemy. It just makes it easier for them to attack you. But you know what? In this case, Stealth Elf can do both. Her primary weapon is a machine gun, but she's not limited to it. She can also turn invisible, which distracts your enemies, and she can even use her machine gun to help her kick you in the face. Now, being a ninja, she is a little bit of a smaller target, which means she's a bit harder to hit. But really, a ninja with a machine gun. Just stand at a distance and open fire, and enemies gone. Plus, it helps that her weapon seemingly has infinite ammo, so you never have to worry about it running out. Also, given that she can turn invisible, she might as well be able to teleport, because she can just walk right past enemies and they won't have no idea. Of course, she does leave her gun behind, so it leaves her vulnerable for a moment. But what does it matter if you're vulnerable or not when your enemies can't even see you? Just pop back into visibility, take out your machine gun, and mow them down. Now, there's probably a few other Supercharger Skylanders that can contend with her, but I chose her because she's both strong and agile. A perfect combination that's helped by the fact that she can turn invisible. Plus, again, she has a machine gun. Trigger Happy would be jealous. But enough about her. Moving into Skylanders Imaginators, we have the Golden Queen. Now, I'll start off by stating the fact that back in Skylanders Trap Team, Golden Queen was a boss battle. So yeah, she's naturally going to be pretty powerful. But that was then, this is now. How strong is she now? She is so unbelievably powerful, it's not even funny. Now, aside from the Imaginator Skylanders, the customizable ones that is, I'm not including them in this list because it feels like they're not truly Skylanders considering that they are player-made. Aside from that though, Golden Queen probably rivals Chaos in terms of power. Well, in this game at least. Well, if she's so strong that she can rival Chaos, then what can she do? She can turn into a giant, shoot lasers from her eyes, smash people with her hands, summon golden minions to attack other enemies for her, blast people using her staff, turn enemies into gold and take their money, yes, take their money, and can even summon large swarms of golden bugs to attack enemies for her. You know how back in Trap Team, how you could become Golden Queen after defeating her and upgrade her, but even then it was still a little disappointing because she wasn't as strong as she was in the boss battle? Well, this is her, but like 10 times better. Chaos in this game was a sensei master of every battle class, and the very fact the Golden Queen could even rival him is pretty impressive. Now, I don't know if she's necessarily stronger than him, but Chaos is off in a different video. I don't know where he is right now. But wait, we have one honorable mention, but I don't have a picture, so, I don't know, here's a sculpture I made. Like I said before, I didn't want to include any customizable Imaginator Skylanders because I didn't consider them to be actual Skylanders, which is why I can only allow this one to become an honorable mention. But, in my opinion, this one would dominate over every single character on this list at the same time. I referred to him as Genos. This was a few years back, though. I played through the game 4 times for the sole purpose of upgrading just him, and by the time it was done, there were no challenges left for him. I know it sounds like I'm over-exaggerating, but I'm really not. After the 4th upgrade, boss battles were just a mild inconvenience to this character. I had to stop using him because it just made the game too easy. He was made to be a Sentinel type, and every battle he got in, the story of it afterwards always ended with, "And they all died." Well, there you have it, my 6 most powerful Skylanders throughout the games. If you like this video and want to see more, let me know down in the comments below. Also be sure to let me know if you want me to make a separate video on this same topic where I rank each of these 6 characters in terms from weakest to strongest. But wait a minute, you forgot to mention your customized Dragon Ball Z characters. Too late in the video!